During the Woolsey fire, tens of thousands of people like Brenda Epperson and her family were forced to flee their homes in search of safety. The fire literally came within feet of her property, but was spared, she says, because of the power of prayer.
This is the closest point, right here.
Hollywood actress Brenda Epperson has played many roles throughout her career, but none more dramatic than when her home became part of the backdrop of last November's Woolsey fire.
This mountain was in flames, and it was jumping over the road, and I was petrified.
Thinking she was safe after hours taking in nearby friends and their farm animals, Brenda suddenly found herself under a mandatory evacuation.
And my husband came in with this horrific look on his face, and he said, "We have to go now. The fire's at the top of the hill."
As they prepared to leave, she did the only thing in her power.
I just started praying over our home, over the neighbors, and over the city and the towns and the people, and just crying out to God and just quoting His word. You know, you said in your word, Psalms 91, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in His mighty shadow. I will say of the Lord, He's my refuge and my God, in whom I trust, Lord."
God stopped that fire.
After the fire, Brenda told CBN News in a Skype interview her prayers were answered for both her and most of her neighbors. Unlike this fence across the street from her home, the fire left these wooden crosses and the fencing along her property completely untouched. Farther up the coast, a different story. The Camp Fire in Northern California became the deadliest in state history, burning more than 150,000 acres, destroying nearly 20,000 buildings, and killing more than 80 people.
There ain't nothing to go back to. We're basically homeless right now.
CBN's Operation Blessing is still here, helping area churches give much-needed aid to the fire victims.
They've lost their whole homes, their whole lives, and so they're, feeling really heavy, and so we want to come alongside them.
As if things couldn't get worse, mid-January's nonstop rain triggered mudslides that washed out roads and brought down houses that escaped the wildfires. Still, Brenda says she's already seeing some good things emerge.
I just really believe that God is going to use this fire to cause revival to break out in people's hearts and in their minds and by His Spirit.
It will take years to rebuild and recover. For people like Brenda, the charred remains of the fire aren't reminders of what's been lost, rather a symbol of what's to come. As Isaiah 61 reads, "A crown of beauty for ashes, an oil of joy for mourning, and garments of praise instead of despair." John Jessup, CBN News, reporting in Agora Hills, California.